It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Hey, Sid. I've been working the TaskRabbit, just doing handyman crap because obviously I have no skills. Anyway, I'm moving this arcade game upstairs for these gay guys, and the other guy, was grabbing the bottom of the thing. I'm grabbing the top of the thing, and I made a top-bottom joke, and nobody got it. It's like, come on, man. There's nothing funny anymore. I'm the top, you're the bottom, or whatever. Come on, it's funny. Fuck off.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
I know, I love that. I love a good top and bottom joke. Yeah.
Great. I wonder what arcade game that guy was talking about.
Oh, Mr. Fister. It's, I don't know. That was the name of my gay bar. All right, Rudy, you got some news?
Let's do it. Pranksters in scary Halloween mask terrified a family member in a hoax that needlessly cost more than 100 hours of police manpower and could have had deadly consequences.
Oh, man.
A 911 caller on October 14th reported that there were 3 masked individuals making threats at her door. A video of the scary Halloween encounter captured on the home's doorbell camera went viral after multiple community tips helped investigators learn the 3 masked people were boys ages 14 to 16 who were 2 sons and a nephew of the prank's perpetrator, a cousin of the victim.
Mike August doesn't make a lot of great points, but he did make a great point the other day, which is you go into the Home Depot and they have like a 11-foot tall werewolf and witchy poos, 12 feet, and it's like massive animatronic stuff that, all I do is I go, God, my family would have never, ever bought any of that shit. But how cool is it being a kid today? But he goes, where do you put it all year?
Yeah.
Like, I know it breaks down. Like, I know you don't have to have a 14-foot werewolf in your garage all year long. Like, it breaks apart, but it's still 11 foot tall. Like, it could break into 3 pieces and go in a box somewhere. But, I mean, by the time you do the whole front yard, that's taking up the entire garage during the off-season. And the off-season is 11 and a half months a year.
Yeah, as a guy who every year at his house would put out a giant Halloween display, it's usually I think we had about 6 those Rubbermaid totes. We had about 6 of those filled, and then we had a couple of things that we just had to stack up in the rafters of the garage because they were too big.
Yeah.
And then if you really want to permanently store them, you just wait until your ex-girlfriend leaves you and takes half of it and doesn't tell you, and then you go out to the garage in October and go, son of a bitch.
She took your Count Chocula?
Yeah.
Wow.
And that giant wavy, wacky, inflatable arm guy that was a Jack Skeleton version of that. She took that too.
Wow,
Yeah.
that bitch.
Totally. Buried her ass in the backyard.
Did you a favor, though, probably.
Yeah, actually, because the rest of it, I moved a year later, and the rest of it just went to various neighbors and relatives, but it's a lot.
Yeah. All right, we got the video. I think we can play here.
Act like he's serious. Act like he's serious.
So I don't get it. It's Halloween time, right? Why was she freaked out about this?
Well, she doesn't know who these people are.
Oh, okay.
Open up the door.
Also, if there's anybody outside my house yelling this,
Open up the door.
aren't you just more laughing than terrified?
I think so.
Yeah.
Listen, you got to have a paintball gun.
Yeah.
Because you have a paintball gun, that'll separate the wheat from the chaff. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because you could have Freddy Krueger out there, whoever, Jason, but 2 good, well-placed shots with a paintball gun. If they're 14-year-old boys, they're just running down the street screaming, right?
As we learned, a Rimfire 22, that'll also scare them off.
We did some Rimfire 22. Charlie Sheen, we took a deep dive, Rudy and I did. He was staying at my place last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why this has gone viral. I don't get it. But have a paintball gun nearby. And no one's going to sue you for shooting with a paint gun when they try to threaten you this way with the Freddy Krueger thing.
There is a new documentary called The Perfect Neighbor. I believe it's on Netflix, about a woman and her neighbors that after months and months of going back and forth, a lot of shouting matches, screaming at the kids, neighbor took a young boy's iPad, and then the mom showed up, banged on the door. Woman shot through the door, ended up killing the woman. And this is a good reason as to why I get like there should be you shouldn't be terrified if you are the homeowner of this. But this is also a good reason why you shouldn't maybe show this documentary to your kids and go, don't go banging on people's doors. I get that it's supposed to be funny and it's a joke, but hey, man, this is how you can end up with one in the chest.
Yeah, we would do the opposite when I was a kid. We'd go streaking. And streaking is sort of the opposite of this, in that there's no hiding behind anything.
Yeah, that's a hell of a Halloween costume.
Yeah, we would do it in the summer months, probably.
Okay, gotcha,
It's a little warmer.
A little warmer, yeah.
Get a little better hang, at night.
A little good blood flow.
But definitely been streaking. Streaking was a thing.
Yeah.
It was popular. They wrote a song about streaking.
What song is that?
The Streak.
That's called The Streak?
Oh, they call him The Streak.
Oh,
Ray
sure.
Stevens.
Oh, sure. Ray Stevens. Yeah. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Ray Stevens was the greatest. He's been on the show because he'd have The Streak, and then he'd have Ahab, the Arab, and he'd have all these things, and then his big hit. I still love the commercial because I don't know. Find the Ray Stevens record collection commercial because the thing that's crazy about it is they'd go, you remember The Streak? Look at it. Here, that slide whistle,
sure.
and then they'd go into, and Ahab, the Arab, king of, it's the most offensive shit. And you remember Guitar Zan, and his jungle band. And then at some point they'd go, and who could forget? Everything is beautiful in its own way. Like he had the craziest, softest, pro-America, pro-religion, whatever hit.
Yeah.
Along with novelty Ahab the Arab stuff.
Yeah.
Which is showed a range.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't want to see The Streak. I need a commercial. I need the commercial for like Ray Stevens' greatest hits or something like that.
There were so many of these like during the late 80s, early 90s. Like they had this. There was Dorf on Golf. There was like great.
This predated that.
Yeah, this was all, there was so many good sort of like infomercials to sell.
But it just cracked me up that Everything is Beautiful was a #1 hit by the guy who brought you Guitar Zan.
Yeah.
We need volume, sir.
Yeah, I did.
With hits like...
You had moved into a haunted house.
Nah, we need old Ray Stevens. This is like new.
Yeah.
This is what the kids do all the time. They give you the 2007 version of the commercial. We need the 70s version of the Ray Stevens best of. But anyway, all right, you can. Let's see if I got it.
That almost looks like a parody commercial of a Ray Stevens commercial.
Well, that is Ray Stevens.
Yeah.
But they ran best of. Yeah, maybe. Was that The Streak?
Is that guy still around?
Yeah.
Is he in Branson?
No, he's in Zurich. Yes, he's in Branson.
Ray Stevens has sold millions of comedy records.
Yeah, I did.
You've listened and laughed at him for over 2 decades.
Come and lay here by my side. Till the early morning light.
Now, for the first time, you can see him on home video in 8 of his greatest, funniest hits.
Are you naked?
And you get it all on one hilarious VHS videotape.
You should have seen the look in her eyes when that squirrel jumped her garters and crossed her thighs, and she jumped to her feet and said, Lord, have mercy on me.
You'll get the Mississippi Squirrel, the Streak,
Oh, yes, they call him the street.
sitting up with the dead,
Uncle Fred just sat right up.
surfing USSR. Santa Claus is watching you.
He's everywhere. He's everywhere.
Help me make it through the night.
But that's easy for you to say.
And
Me again, Margaret. They got me, Margaret.
this collection also
didn't put-
includes one of Ray Stevens' most loved
Oh, here we
songs.
go. In its own way. And then right into Guitar Zan. right. That's what I'm saying. A lot of range.
I wonder if there was any kids back in the day that were like, "You don't get it, Dad. This is our music. Guitar Zan is our music, Dad.
They have the Arab is our music. Arab. Yeah.
Oh,
He
man.
wasn't a great interview.
Really? You don't say. Man, dude, him and Dunham on the road together, that would be where it's at. You get Arab what is the name again?
The puppet.
Yeah, no. You get Ray Stevens.
Ahab the Arab.
Ahab the Ray. I can't.
Ahab
Why can't I say it? God damn
The
it.
Arab.
Yeah, there we go. You get him and then the Ahmed, the dead terrorist,
Right.
in the same room, man.
Oh, yeah.
Comedy gold. Comedy gold. Bill Gates calls for a strategic pivot in climate change fight from curbing emissions. Bill Gates thinks that climate change is a serious problem, but it won't be the end of civilization. He thinks scientific innovation will curb it, and instead, it's time for a strategic pivot in the global climate fight, from focusing on limiting rising temperatures to fighting poverty and preventing disease.
Yeah. So, look, you're not going to do much in terms of getting China to stop emitting so much CO2 and India and a lot of these other growing nations, but you can have air conditioning and seawalls and stuff like that. I mean, look. Okay, here goes, Rudy. You ready?
Please.
Poor Rudy had to swing by the job site with the caissons in it before we headed to work today. I drove
Loved it.
Rudy into work today. We live in a place where there's earthquakes. So I don't know if you just go climate causes the earth to shake to such a point where buildings come down and are crumbled to the ground. Okay, so we have earthquakes. So we realize we have earthquakes. Whether it's a San Andreas fault, plate tectonics, God, Ray Stevens, whoever causes earthquakes, we cause earthquakes. But we have earthquakes. So then we build accordingly. And we can build structures that can withstand a big earthquake and nobody gets killed because we understand, we have technology, we have engineering, and that's how we build. So we do that. And then there are places like Guatemala where they don't build to withstand earthquakes, and they have a bunch of unreinforced concrete, and then a 7.2 hits Guatemala, and the whole place is level, and there's kids, and they're trapped, and then we can't find people, and we need cadaver-sniffing dogs. That's in Guatemala. 7.2 hits here, nothing happens. Things shake around, fence falls over, parking structure, whatever. That's it. So we just prevent it by building a certain way, and we prevent it. Well, then there's global temperature. So it's Death Valley, it's 121 degrees. Okay, but we invented air conditioning. I mean, you live in Vegas. You can live in Vegas. You used to not be able to live in Vegas, and now you can live in Vegas because you leave your air-conditioned apartment, you go into the people mover that has air conditioning, and that takes you into the casino at Caesars, and then you walk around the air conditioning there, but it's 114 degrees outside, but you're not outside, you're in air conditioning.
Yeah.
And then you get in your car, and your car has air conditioning. Now, how hot is it in Vegas? Well, it's 119 degrees. How hot is it in Malibu? It's 80 degrees. I got air conditioning. You got air conditioning. We just set both of them for 71 degrees in your car, and that's what it is inside my car. Even if where I live is 50 degrees cooler than where you are, it doesn't matter. So you can build, and we can use technology to counteract this stuff and almost go around it. So they didn't have good seawalls in New Orleans. It's below sea level, and Army Corps of Engineers didn't build the seawalls right, and then the storm came, and then it flooded, and then people died. But then you can rebuild the seawalls so that the storm in the ocean doesn't get above it, and then people don't die. So you're not going to stop the sea, and you're not going to stop earthquakes, and you're not going to stop the sun and the heat, but what you can do is have air conditioning, seawalls, and caissons, and grade beams, and reinforced concrete, and shear walls.
Yeah.
And then it's not a problem. So just do that.
Just do it.
That's what I've been saying.
Yeah.
But they don't like that because that doesn't involve taking shit away from you. So that's their thing is, well, we'll get people in the Santa Monica area to stop driving internal combustion vehicles. That's not going to do anything. It's called global warming.
Yeah.
Look at China and India.
As a guy who has lived in Minnesota most of his life, the thing that comes back is when it gets to be January and we have those cold snaps of, negative 35 and they last for 10 to 15 days. And then you go, man, pretty brutal out there. And they go, that's global warming.
All right.
Why? What do you mean it's global? I thought it's cold outside. But that's the effect of global warming is that it gets really hot during the summertime and then it gets I'm like, that's exactly what it's always been. So why if it's global warming, would it not be warmer in the wintertime?
Well, here's what I would say to Gavin Newsom and the ones who want to blame the fire on global warming. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's global warming's fault, but it's the earthquake's fault too. But you build your freeway overpasses to withstand a 8.5, and then it doesn't fall down and kill people. So, all right, there's global warming. I'll sign off on that. So now we got to clear some brush. We got to hire more firefighters. We have to get the equipment up and running. We need to fill the aqueducts, and we need to get one of those planes that Canada has that drops the fire retardant material because of global warming, right?
Yeah.
Your thing is global warming and no water in the aqueducts? That seems like it's going to be. That seems like the Palisades may burn to the ground. That's just me.
Yeah. It seems like as time has gone on, we've figured out ways to outsmart nature. Between dams and windmills, we figured it out.
Well, I mean, air conditioning means you can work and live in places that were not hospitable to human beings year-round.
Yeah.
We can do that.
Yeah.
Now.
About half of our lives, we've never left 72, but our children have never left 72 degrees.
Plus, you and I were on a job site that was on the ocean today. The houses that were built along that ocean are from the 40s, many of them. Where's the rising sea again?
Mm-hmm.
PCH, and I'll point this out because we'll know it. We're looking at these caissons, these cement poles that are buried in the ground. The ones that were by the highway, PCH, where we were standing, I had to point out to you, I go, it's in the ground. You can't see it, but there it is, just barely sticking up out of the ground. The ones that were 30 feet, 40 feet close to the ocean were up out of the water about 5 feet because that's level, meaning where the highway is, PCH, to where the ocean comes in on high tide is only about a 5-foot difference in height.
Sure.
No water's ever been on PCH.
Yeah.
Water's never been on PCH. It's only 5 feet. Mm-hmm. It's over the course of, well, they were building houses there, but I don't know, PCH was built there in the teens or the turn of the century. So where is this sea? Where's the rising sea is what I'm asking.
Yeah. Yeah, I see multiple videos of icebergs that are melting, but my ankles are still dry.
Those lots wouldn't go for $6 million.
Yeah.
And after you're done spending the $6 million, the first 2.5 got to go into the foundation. So you're at 8.5 before the first load of 2x4s gets dropped off to build your new house. You're at 8.5. It wouldn't go for that if the seas were going to engulf your home.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, good on Bill. George Clooney reportedly claims that Virginia Giuffre's posthumous memoir claims that he was with, I can't even believe that I'm reading this, Ghislaine Maxwell one-time claimed that she performed oral sex on him.
You know you're good looking when chicks are lying, saying they blew you. Because I got a lot of chicks who blew me. They're like, who?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I have a little something called dignity.
Yeah.
Okay? No.
What is that? A bunch of gray pubes on? No, definitely not Adam Carolla's gray.
No, not his gray. No, I have chicks lying about blowing me.
Yeah.
This is the other direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this came out in her memoir where Clooney's people came out immediately and said that this story is absolutely BS.
Here's what I want to say about denial of blowjobs in Clooney and why I tend to believe her. I don't know a lot of guys who turn down a blowjob. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So blowjob is sort of like saying, Well, I played catch with Peyton Manning. It's like, well, what happened? Well, the ball went in my yard, and then I saw him standing in his yard, so I just picked it up and threw it back to him. You know, like most guys don't go, now.
Yeah.
And that instinctively, like you're in the park and the basketball goes rolling. You just pick it up and throw it, right? Like it's a guy instinct.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Little help.
cars backing up, gonna hit some trash cans. Hands go up. Come on. You got it. You don't know the guy. You stop walking your dog and start waving the guy. There's an Amazon truck backing out of a driveway. You're all hands.
Yeah.
You don't know the guy.
Yeah.
That's a dude thing.
Yeah, Peyton Manning's got his mouth wide open. You're back
Wants to
helping
give
him
you a
back it in.
blowjob.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So she's a good-looking woman, and she's like, "Want a blowjob?" And most guys are like, "Yeah, all right.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?"
Yeah.
So I don't fault a guy. And by the way, the history of the woman doesn't really factor in, like what she up to, how she vote, what are her politics, is she running underage chicks? It's like, hey, blowjob right now, windows closing. Here we go.
Yeah, I would love to see any of these dudes who, walk around in dresses with blue hair, who still have a dick swinging between their legs, and a gal shows up with a MAGA hat, and she's like, hey, BJ?
Blowjob?
Yeah, what's he going to say? No? Of course
No.
not. Of course he's going to take it.
Under the tent.
Yeah. Yep. Passenger left behind food so
he's
bad.
saying he didn't get the blowjob.
He's saying that they have absolutely no connection whatsoever, that they've never met.
My answer would just be, look, I get a lot of blowjobs. So.
Yeah. A lot. In fact, 4 on the way here today.
If I were him, that'd just be, I get a lot of blowjobs, I can't keep track.
Yeah.
So possibly.
Yeah. Even when I'm not driving, I'm still getting one.
Well,
from the
where
driver.
did she say? She had to say she was at a party. Hey, the whole thing about the blowjob, or about this story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's funny is that they don't get into exactly where that this happened. She did say, let's see, you know what? Really, it only talks about the fact that.
See,
she
here's
claims it happened.
where I believe it. If she goes, look, Neil Sedaka's a close personal friend.
Yeah.
And he was throwing a party. And I went to a party. It was in Beverly Hills. And next thing I know, George Clooney's in there.
Yeah.
He's a friend of Neil Sedaka. And then we start drinking. And I end up in the bathroom and I give a blowjob. Like that to me might have something other than this sort of, I met him once.
Yeah. Specifics. That's what you need.
But also, when bad people give you a blowjob, I don't feel like that diminishes your worth.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so let's say if I said this.
Uh-huh.
You know, my grandpa, they got a blowjob from Ava Braun. Like, I wouldn't go, he's a Nazi. I'd go, good for him. Hope he dropped a load right in her forehead. Yeah, that one's for America. Yeah, like Inglourious Bastards. Right, like I would go, good for him.
Yeah.
That's not
Sure.
it's like an endearment thing. That's like you're in charge.
Yeah.
Fuck her.
Well, I think to dudes behind closed doors that you don't lose any credibility. But I think if other women find out that you got a blowjob from a certain somebody,
so like I should stop telling everyone Marge Schott gave me a blowjob.
Well, no, actually you gain points, a lot of points with that.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of points. Yeah. Yeah. Now, if it was Jerry Jones, on the other hand, another sports owner, then
obviously I don't swing that way.
Yeah, of course. See, yeah, it brings you down. Yeah.
I got a clip that Dr. Drew loved, and I wasn't planning on playing it, but for some reason I'm in the mood.
Oh, I heard you guys cackling earlier today.
Drew is just. I said I want to play. I had this notion about. Gavin Newsom's all in the news, and he's always in the news now. And I realized my conversation with Gavin Newsom was insane. I had an insane conversation with him. But I realized it's me and my voice and Gavin and his voice. And so people are kind of like, well, you're arguing with Gavin, and Gavin's arguing with you. And so who knows? Let him talk, whatever. And I'll just play the first 30 seconds so you know what it is.
Family members, money put away.
I got it, but think about
don't
Adam,
have the
half,
kids.
Half of African Americans in the state of California, roughly half of Latino families, have no access to a checking account or an ATM. Things we take for granted. They don't have a checking account.
What's wrong with them?
And well, because they don't have the resources to sock those things away.
Why do we have them?
All right, everyone's heard this,
Uh-huh.
and it's always like Adam saying this and Newsom saying that. But I thought if you read this like a transcript, then you would think Newsom was insane. Right now, it's my voice and his voice, and they're familiar, and you're picking a side or what have you. But I said, I need a transcript of this and have actors read it. And you probably should have let me set up, but that's all right. So I was working in the other room. I was over here with Joey, and I said, Joey, can you do some sort of AI thing where it's like you just get a transcript of this argument I had with Newsom, and then we'll have AI or actors or somebody read it, and that way we can hear it more clearly. And he said, well, there's no real AI actor voices. The only one there is Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, yeah.
So I said, all right, well, make Burt Reynolds Gavin Newsom in this scenario, and then make me a chick. I want to be like a sensible NPR chick. So Adam Carolla is going to ask the exact, it's verbatim. It's a transcript of our dialogue, but my voice has now been taken over by an NPR sensible chick, and Gavin Newsom's voice has been taken over by Burt Reynolds. And here's what that sounds like.
Half of African Americans in the state of California, roughly half of Latino families have no access to a checking account or an ATM, things we take for granted. They don't have a checking account.
What's wrong with them?
Well, because they don't have the resources to sock those things away.
Why do we have them?
A lot of different reasons, but roughly half those families don't.
Why do Armenians have them?
But where they end up is a check cashing place.
But I want to know, why those groups? Why do those two groups not have access?
Just happens to be that we can talk about...
Are they flawed?
No, they're hardly flawed, but they're struggling.
Genetically flawed?
Hardly. Absolutely not.
Do Asians have this problem?
I mean, a lot of communities have problems. A lot of whites have these problems.
All right, pause it for a second. So you will realize that Burt Reynolds sounds insane.
Yeah.
In this conversation. Now, Gavin Newsom doesn't because he's arguing with me and people don't like me. But when he's arguing with the sensible NPR chick, he now Burt Reynolds sounds nuts. All right. So, and listen, I love it when he just goes, it just is. You know, it's like, why are they at the check cash? It's just that's how it is. Like, oh, thank you, problem solver.
Yeah,
That's right. We need more like guys like you in charge who can just bring up a problem and then go, it just is.
It just is.
All right, sorry. We'll continue.
A lot of communities have problems. A lot of whites have these problems.
So it's not just black and Hispanic?
No, but
Well, why did you bring up black and Hispanic?
Because the magnitude is ominous.
But why so many of them?
It just happens to be just the magnitude.
That's the way God planned it?
Not at all.
Well, what happened to them?
There are a lot of issues, and communities are struggling.
Why are they struggling?
A lot of different reasons.
Hispanics have been here, blacks have been here longer than we have been here.
Well, we can surmise.
What about Asians? They were put in internment camps.
Yeah. In fact, it all initiated out of San Francisco. The Chinese Exclusion Act came out of progressive San Francisco.
So are they at the check cashing places?
A lot of Asians certainly do.
Oh, so why don't you include them?
Because then the only reason why is the magnitude of the problem.
But there's no way to figure out how that happened.
We could talk about, you know what I'm dealing with? I don't want to have a sociological debate.
Sure. Why would you? Why would you want to do that? Because the person from the Times wouldn't write good things about you if you did that.
No, that's not the case. Because I want to deal with reality.
You want to deal with reality? I can tell you what reality is.
People are struggling. People are suffering. I want to deal with the problems in a pragmatic way.
Why are they struggling and why are they suffering?
We can hold hands and surmise about all these other reasons.
I don't want to do that. I want to know why they're struggling. Why are they struggling?
A lot of folks are struggling because they can't find jobs.
Why blacks and Hispanics?
Across the board, all socioeconomics.
So everybody is struggling?
Everybody is struggling.
So Asians are suffering just as much as blacks?
The face of welfare is not an African-American family.
Oh, so it's Asian, Jewish, it's all of them?
Caucasian.
Okay, we're all struggling.
A lot of folks are struggling.
Okay.
Wow.
Now he seems
That's
like
great.
an insane person,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
See, if I played me arguing with Gavin Newsom to my mom, she'd go, well, let him finish. You're not letting him talk. He cares about. But if I played her Burt Reynolds and the NPR chick, she'd go, that Burt Reynolds, I never liked him.
Yeah.
He's a nut.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Man, this might be the only time I would ever say this, but I'm glad Burt Reynolds is not around to have flipped the tides and just started talking like an insane person. Because everybody I love is going nuts. Like Robert De Niro's now getting that
I
intro. I'm like, what's
know.
happening to you people?
No, man. Gator would have never gone nuts on us. But Burt Reynolds sounds insane because he brought up a problem and then he has no solutions to it.
Yeah. Oh my God. Can we get AI version of Margot Robbie and Marge Schott arguing over who wants to blow you less?
Oh.
Yeah.
I would listen to that. Throw Burt Reynolds in.
Yeah, throw him in there too. Why not?
Well, I got to say this. I now am captivated, and I'm going to lend Burt Reynolds' voice to all Gavin Newsom clips.
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
Mhm. And then I will take my NPR chick and replace my nasally drone because it sounds so much more sensible when she does it.
Where else they gonna go? I don't have a good Burt Reynolds, but I'm just saying that'd be great if you just add that into that conversation.
Yeah, play the first 45 seconds one more time, just because it makes me laugh. And for some reason,
Half
the
of that-
picture, you can go to mcroll.com and see it, but.
Half of African Americans in the state of California, roughly half of Latino families have no access to a checking account or an ATM, things we take for granted. They don't have a checking account.
What's wrong with them?
Well, because they don't have the resources to sock those things away.
Why do we have them?
A lot of different reasons, but roughly half those families don't.
Why do Armenians have them?
But where they end up is a check cashing place.
But I want to know, why those groups? Why do those two groups not have access?
Just happens to be that we can talk about.
Are they flawed?
No, they're hardly flawed, but they're struggling.
Genetically flawed?
Hardly. Absolutely not.
Do Asians have this problem?
I mean, a lot of communities have problems. A lot of whites have these problems.
All right.
So it's
all right. So everyone's got problems.
Man, could you imagine if he's on the CB with Snowman giving this conversation and he's
my
like,
God.
dude, I just wanted to get some Coors from Texarkana. Bring it back. Shut your mouth.
Little Enos is giving me the third degree. I'm now in love with. Now listen. I said I wanted a celebrity to be his voice and celebrity to be my voice, and Joey went, the only AI voice available on the computer is Burt Reynolds. And I was like, not my first choice, but now I'm in love.
Now you're in love with it.
With Burt Reynolds
Yeah.
as Gavin Newsom.
Yeah. The lack of options is what really drew your heart to it. I love that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And now it's a familiarity thing.
Yeah.
So, that 70s show wasn't supposed to be called That 70s Show. They just called it that. It was like a working title.
Yeah.
And then after 6 months of development, they're like, we're just going to call it That 70s Show.
Yeah. Yeah. God's got a great way of working things out. And I feel like his power was
With Burt Reynolds.
with Burt Reynolds. Yeah.
And I just wanted generic nice chick who sounded logical, so Burt would sound nuts.
Yeah.